어머, 전화가 잘 안 들려서 그래.
어머. Look at your studio, girl. Looking fucking finesse.
Yes,
Profesh.
thank you.
Oh my
Thank you.
God. You got some soundproofing.
Oh yeah.
The egg cartons?
Yeah, egg cartons everywhere.
I love it. It looks good. The
Like
top
sweet.
knot is tight. I like it.
Yeah, shit's him over here, honestly. Like in terms of self-care and shit, it's grim. It's grim. But
It's
whatever.
I know, but we gotta do anything we can. Look at this haircut, hon.
Yeah. It looks bad. Did he do it again?
Yeah, he did it 3 times, and he's very upset at himself right now. He's
Wait,
like
three times.
Yeah, because like Asian hair, it's really hard to like blend it, especially like I have 2 cowlicks in the back, so it was really rough for him. And he had never fucked with Asian hair before. He was like,
Different.
this is like,
Different.
yeah, it feels like plastic pine needles.
Yeah. It's like, and you know what the thing is? It's like both of us sort of have kopsar modi too.
Yeah, my mom always used to say I have pankopsur, which is like half kopsur. But as I get older, it just gets like,
Same.
yeah.
I used to have a very kopsar modi, but now it's like a very much. It's changing. It's crazy how your body changes like that. It's fucking depressing.
It is, and it's like this. At the same time, I stopped being able to eat dairy is when my hair straightened out. Right,
Yes.
like right around 27, my body was like into whatever this is, and I'm hoping in my 50s it'll change once more.
To being able to eat dairy and stay skinny and having straight, beautiful hair.
Yeah, and having like I want to be like one of those Korean ajushes that have like 6-packs. You know what I mean?
What ajushes have 6-packs?
Yo, these ajushes out here doing like chejo. You know what I mean?
That's not a 6-pack. That's
They
just
got 6-packs under there. These Korean ajushes be stacked. You don't know. You go into because you never go to the Korean spot with the men. The ajushes, you either turn like banchak bald and then everything sags, or you have a full head of hair and you're like da, 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 da. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's hot.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that was what was happening with the ajushes on that side.
Yeah, the fisherman body. You know what I mean? They go, you gotta have core strength. You're pulling a marlins out of the sea.
A fisherman body. That's what I have. I have a fisherman's body.
You have an oval body?
I have a fisherman's body. Like, yeah. That's why my mouth looks like a fish.
Ah! That makes no sense, but I'm gonna give it to you. You're like, I have a fisherman's body and my mouth looks like a fish.
I'm from Busan. We're seafaring people.
That's right. Yeah. I'm from Seoul.
my
I have
gosh.
this tiny little like pout mouth. Like, I was looking at my
Yeah,
mouth
that's
the other day. I was like, how did I ever fit one penis in there? It's so small. Look.
You know, Peter, I've thought the same thing many a time.
So that's what's happening when you're staring at my mouth. We're not doing this podcast. You're going, how is this motherfucking giving any head?
How is he getting even
Look
one?
at that.
You're gagging already.
Yeah. I'm gagging at air going through my fucking small mouth. My face canal.
Yeah, that's a mouth that studies.
This is an SAT 2 prep mouth. Chemistry.
Really, because that's what you're supposed to do. like you know, because you know, with my mouth, people always were like, I remember one time a girl looked at me and like at how big I smelled. She was like, "Man, you have a really big mouth. The guys must love that." And I was like, I remember thinking like, yeah, I was just like, what? Because in my mind, I was like 1. I was 14. I was like, I don't know, understand this joke. and then many years later, because you know, I don't really get like, you know, I hold on to these things.
Yes, you do.
Like any small morsel of things about like
for someone who's done so much therapy, you really have held on to a lot of trauma.
I'm not ready to let it go. I'm not ready to let it go.
It defines you. It's your character, hon.
But I remember thinking about it later, like, you know, holding it, and I mean, like, oh, so it's like she thought being able to fit 3 dicks in my mouth would be good. Like,
what kind of men has she been with?
Yes.
Like, oh wow, that's a big ass mouth. Yeah,
that
my
bitch has
man's gonna love that.
that bitch. She's got a mouth like a urinal. Like,
Oh, no.
who says that? Like, I mean, yeah, it's just weird. But yeah, I have like a really big mouth, and you have a really small mouth.
I know,
Right,
we're
it works.
completely opposite. You could only see 2 of my teeth at a time. You could see all 36 of yours.
Always.
But that's better for pictures and, like when I was young, when people would be like, oh, 1, 2, 3, cheese, or like, like smile. I could never smile because anytime I smile, it looks like this, legit.
Why are you pushing your face forward like that?
How do you smile? Like when give me 1, 2, 3, cheese. See? That's what I'm doing. Set me up.
No, you're pushing.
Set me up.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, Jesus. Okay, why are you pushing your face forward like that? Stop.
What do you mean forward? Okay. I can't do it. I think it's because I have too much cheek, not enough mouth. You know what I mean? This is taking too much room on the face.
That should actually be your new Grindr profile.
Too much cheek.
Not enough.
Not enough mouth. All right, let's get this fucking show started.
Yeah.
People are not turning in for mouth humor here.
No. I'm sorry. But it's so great to see you.
Yeah, I know. It's really nice.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you?
Good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you want to? Oh, I see now. Let's do a review. This
We got another review?
Yes.
They keep coming in. I'm so happy
after the quarantine. This is after the quarantine.
This one's post-quarantine? Oh my God.
I guess it's right before
maybe a week
quarantine.
before. Like it was starting to trickle, like the thoughts of it.
Yes. So this is from kdramas check.
Kdramas.
Or it could be or it could also be pronounced check.
Or maybe like sheki.
Yeah.
Kdrama sheki.
Or or like a last name.
I like that. Okay, Kdrama check.
So 3/8/2020. That's a go. Capital exclamation point. I look forward to the cast like no other podcast. The way they laugh is so frighteningly satisfying.
Okay.
The banter is like Seinfeld. They talk about nothing most of the time, but it is outrageous at the same time.
Okay, we just talked about how big and small our mouths were. So
But
how
also-
fucking dare you?
Love that they close with the hero profiles. Thumbs up.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
K-Drama's check.
K-Drama check. Thank you so much. You guys, thank you so much for these. I should look at the camera. I never know where to look at. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at you mostly.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. Yeah.
I'll
Should I
just
be
look
looking
at
at the camera? Where's the camera?
I guess when I'm talking to our people who are watching. Listen, guys, thank you so much for writing these reviews, these ratings, these 5 stars. The 1-star review, I still see you. I check it every day. Okay, not to keep myself humble, but to fuel the rage.
And also very valid. That was a great. I'm very sorry about that podcast. Someday I will have to answer for it. Just know that.
Yes, if you don't know what we're talking about in previous episodes, we did call this motherfucker out.
Yeah.
For dragging us for lying on the podcast. For spreading fake news.
Fake news. Like,
yeah. So,
so I mean, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. We don't stand corrected. How about that? Thank you to our Patreon members. Thank you. 너무 고맙습니다, 여러분.
Yeah.
Gracias. Arigato.
Oh, yeah.
There's many different types of people on our Patreon now, not just Koreans, which is crazy to me. That's so psycho. Like, but thank you, fuckers. Friend of Koreans.
Yeah, thank you, fuckers.
Thank you, fuckers. $5, $10, $15. All of that really, really helps. And, we're putting out content. If you're one of these Patreon members, you might have seen that I posted my sweaty ass set from last week. I rewatched it, by the way, just to see oh, maybe I'm being too dramatic about this. Eunji, there's a point where I put my mic down and I go like this. And I go, I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. What are we talking about? When you're on stage,
When I'm on stage doing my set. That's how hot and bothered I was. I can't stand it. This is the one thing I really love about quarantine comedy. I might not have the laughs, but my house is exactly where I need to be. 41 degrees. Perfect for comedy.
That's too cold.
I want that shit to be like a walk-in fridge. All right? You need to laugh so that you're fucking feeling warm. The friction, the kinetic energy warms you. Anyway, Patreon members,
Peter,
thank you so much, and enjoy the secret set. And I'll put some other. There are some sets I did that I was like, no one's gonna see this. I'm gonna put it on the Patreon because they're like not. It's not like I'm. Yes, I'm bombing, but I'll put the bomb sets on. All right. Who cares? I don't even fucking care anymore. Like, you could download it and share it if you want. Right now in quarantine, there's no such thing as bad press. So, whatever. Anyways,
I mean, I think there might be.
Who's having bad press right now?
I don't know.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah. Oh, that was brutal.
Brutal. That bitch from Lost, the Canadian one.
Yeah, basically all the people that continue to be truthers, quote unquote, conspiracy people.
Yeah.
They're being dragged. And I guess Donald Trump.
Huh? Donald Trump is having. Yeah. By the way, speaking of Trump, I got my check today, stimulus check.
In the mail?
No, in my direct deposit. In my bank.
Because you already had filed and you had filed the direct deposit
last year. Last year's taxes, yeah. So it went right in, $1,200. Thank you, 45.
Yeah.
It's not you that did it, but whatever. But
yeah.
Did you hear he had to whoever's not getting it through direct deposit is getting it later because he needs to put his name on the check? Yeah. Instead of saying it says U.S. Treasury, Department of Treasury, and then it says Donald Trump because he had to sign the check. Can you fucking believe? If I was anyone, GOP or anyone who voted for him that gets the check later than my liberal, queer, faggot ass, you should be mad at your president, bitch. You should.
I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed for you guys. Whoever, all of you who did the never Hillary thing, I'm 진짜 쪽팔리지 않냐 지금?
Yeah.
And I know there's some Koreans out there. Not many.
Oh, lots.
I know there's some fucking Koreans out there.
Yeah, for sure. Lots. I'd say lots. I would say half. 40%.
Whoa, 40. Damn. Yeah. 40% of Koreans you think voted for Trump?
30%.
Get the hell out of here. Just take numbers out of nowhere. 99%. Listen.
I'm just saying there's a lot of scary agencies out there that do not like.
Oh, they love golf. They love. True.
They like money.
But also, do you think those agencies are voting?
Yes.
You think so? They're standing in line and vote. Most of the agencies I know don't fucking vote. They're like, get the fuck out of here. I have to go get I gotta go get my Benz cleaned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Lexus.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never gotten a car detailed. I don't even know what it is.
I do it by myself. I can't imagine paying for it. It's so expensive.
What do you mean? What does that mean, detailed?
Like fucking wiping it down and vacuuming and
How's it different from getting a car wash?
Car wash, they don't do the insides. Detailing is only inside.
No, they do the inside too at a car wash.
Do they? Then you're getting a detail.
That's a detail?
Yeah. When they go in and fucking tunnel all the mats?
Seats.
Yeah, all that. Get into the seats, get all the fucking little peanut shells out of the seats.
Oh.
That's detail.
Okay.
By the way, we got some more laughs.
Do we?
Yeah, we got some more laughs. We need a few more, guys. So please send us your laughs. If you don't know what we're talking about, we're so desperate for laughs. We're trying to build an audio laugh quilt with your laughs because your laughs are the only things that count. Okay. I don't want no random white people laugh. Okay. I do like the white people who listen to our podcast.
Yeah, Fockers. We like the laughs of Fockers.
But some lame Jane around the corner.
Some Karen.
Some goop bitch. I don't care about your laugh. That's not me. But we love your laughs. So please send it to us at ajummashow@gmail.com. Boom. I'll put it on the thing. Or down here. And
I like that we can have some at places.
Yeah. This is we're going to year 4, babe. Can you believe? This is our 4th year.
Are you serious? This is our 4th year?
Yes. We're Eunji, this is an entire high school career.
You were a freshman, and now we're graduating and not getting to go to our prom. That's what's happening.
Oh my god.
God. That's what DC would have been. DC would have been our prom.
You're right. DC would have been our senior prom. We would have gotten reckless. After, by the way, if you guys don't know, this weekend
we would have had sex for the first time,
and I would have been really confused about it. If you guys don't know, this weekend would have been our live DC show at the DC Comedy Loft. Eunji and I were going to fucking do a whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday do Ajumma show. And we were so excited. We're going to reach out to the King Spa out in Northern Virginia. I don't know if they're open or not. I'm sure there's a lot of shit being pushed back. But like, we were gonna do all this stuff, but damn, like, how do you feel, Eunji?
When I saw my GCal like reminder about it, I did get a little bummed out.
I did too.
You know what I mean?
I had the whole weekend like.
I know. It's gonna be our first like road gig from it, like good money and like
good money.
Yes.
Get paid good ass money.
I mean, like truly, like in the last, I will say this, being able to do shows has made me realize how much of my income was coming from doing comedy. Like truly, like, not just performing it, but like doing like other kind of gigs, like auxiliary stuff. Like, I mean, we make our livelihood is predicated on us being able to be in front of large groups of people. The larger, the better.
Right.
I mean, this is
live. So
live.
But we're if anything, we are children of immigrants, and we are one step ahead of the bitch. So we are evolving. We're having banners, up here, down here.
Down here. If you want any real estate, we got some space here.
Should we sell ads right here?
Yeah, I'll sell ads. Yeah. Squarespace.
Yeah, we got like 71 people viewed the last Zoom. That's 71 more people than before.
And guess what, Squarespace? These are very enterprising, rich fucking people.
Entrepreneurial. Leave it to a Korean or a Fokker to open a fucking small business during the quarantine.
Yes.
What's up?
Yeah. Like an interesting pizza delivery.
Yeah. Like a kimchi pizza delivery.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of kimchi, remember I messaged you about making red cabbage and fennel kimchi.
Yeah.
I turned the ball jar upside down yesterday outside to ferment for one more day because it was still like not the texture I want it to be. Shit exploded. So much fermentation, carbonation that went poof. So I had to clean all that shit up right before this. I was a mess. I had to change my shirt. It got all over my shirt.
It exploded?
Not like broke the glass, but like it went poo on top of the lid, and then the second I touched it, it went and all the liquid went. I looked like I was like kimchi bukkake. Like it was and like much like regular bukkake.
Say that again, say it in slow-mo, and let's do that. Like kimchi bukkake. I would pay money. I would pay to see that.
A kimchi bukkake? Instead of coming on the person, you're throwing like different types of kimchi pickles. You know what would be the worst kimchi to get bukkake with? Chonggak. Because that shit is. That young radish kimchi, that shit
It's
hurt.
hard.
It's hard.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's
And there's
got
a
the
lot of
tendrils.
tendrils. But oh, that's so good. That's my favorite kind of kimchi.
Me too. Chongak kimchi.
Yes, like
Yeah, you feel like a fucking spicy Korean rabbit.
carrot, rabbit.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite part. My favorite kind of kimchi is that kind of kimchi and out of my mom's hand.
When she's tangoing and she takes a little bit. Oh my! The sweetest kimchi is out of your mom's hand.
Yeah,
that is poetry.
Is it?
That's Korean American poetry, Eunji. When are you gonna share your fucking poems with us? You're talking about for 11 episodes now. God damn, give the people what they want.
Okay, when I find it, I gotta go through my shit. I gotta, I'm doing one project at a time. That's crazy. Did you try it? Was it good when you put it before you put it into the jar?
What, the red cabbage fennel?
Yeah.
It was too strong. Like fennel was overpowering the thing.
Yeah.
And red cabbage is nothing, but it's very like asagazak. So like I needed to wilt down to like Napa cabbage is very wilted,
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get it to that thing. I don't know. I'm gonna give it one more day and see what it turns out. But the hyang, the smell of it is incredible. Fish sauce plus the fennel. You don't think it's gonna work?
I think it would. When you told me that, I was like, I'm interested in this fennel.
Yeah, it is at first too divergent, the smells, but now it's really egos into like a really good aromatic, licoricey, fishy, spicy. It's really nice.
Did you try any of it, even though it exploded?
I did today. Yeah. The flavor's spot on.
Really?
The texture needs another day, 24 more hours outside, but the flavors, it's like nothing I've ever tasted before. It's kimchi to the next level.
I bet, what I bet would be really good too? Leek.
Like puchu or leek? Like the fat leeks?
Fat leeks.
Leek. Because I always use puchu.
Yeah.
The Chinese leek, the thin ones, but like the Italian leek or whatever, the white leek.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Right?
How would you cut it? In strips or like 1-inch piece?
I bet, good as strips.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
You wrap it around. Yeah, like that.
And I think it will give like texture and chew.
Mm-hmm.
We should try it out. I just got some leeks. And by the way, you could regrow leeks.
Like scallions?
Like scallions, exactly.
Okay.
Leek is just like a gigantic mutated scallion.
That's what I was saying. That's why I thought it would be good. Because
I think it would be good and way more fiber.
I love that kind of because I love that kind of kimchi too. The ones like pa kimchi is my favorite. So good.
I'm regrowing scallion outside right now, so I think, and it's in the sun, so it's growing. It grew like 2 inches in 2 days.
Oh yeah, my scallions are thriving.
Oh my god, look at us! Who says we're gonna fucking go hungry?
I am.
You have an extra mouth to feed.
I know.
Yeah.
I eat so much food. It goes too crazy. But the thing is, I'm getting skinnier. I'm
Me too.
Yeah.
Are you? But you're eating less, right?
Yeah, significantly less.
Because you're too busy cooking for your family?
Yes. Yeah. But also because I'm not eating out. Like I'm not savoring any, I'm not.
And eating late. Did you used to eat late after shows?
No, I never used to eat late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I used to eat that late night food. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well,
some of it is, I'm all about the perfect bite. I like perfect. So I think that's kind of, I haven't been overeating, much less snacking than usual.
Okay. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's good. Good for you. I think we're gonna come out of the quarantine fucking hot. Like I think I don't have a scale. All I have is a food scale, so I'm not gonna stand on that. But I think I feel like I've lost like close to 8 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's because like every morning I'm doing yoga and a pop sugar workout.
How long are
pop
they?
Sugar? The yoga's like between 18 to 25 minutes, and the pop sugars are
Okay.
usually half hour.
Okay,
So I'm
wow.
doing like an hour a day.
Yeah.
Right in the morning. And
What's the
because I
sugar?
live with my boyfriend, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Pop
What's
sugar?
the pop sugar?
Pop Sugar is a channel, and it has all these different, like, it has bar, it has Zumba, it has like high intensity, all different types of classes, and
Is
they're
it
all
on
free.
is it
YouTube.
on what YouTube? Okay.
Yeah. So we're doing yoga with Adrian on YouTube
Okay.
and Pop Sugar. And because my boyfriend's a psycho and he's very fit and he really wants me to be healthy. So so I'm doing it. And also, like, I want to. Why not? It gives me structure. It gives me, I wake up every day like,
Yes.
oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. But it does help me. Like, the endorphins work. It's getting me out of a funk. Like, it like jettisons me into a productivity mode for the rest of the day. So, like, yeah, I'm into it. But because I'm doing it every single day during the quarantine, and it's been legitimately a month. It's April 15th right now. It's been 1 month.
I know, exactly.
March 12th was when I saw you in person in Chicago. That was the last party.
That's crazy.
That's the last party.
It seems like it was like last year.
Right? Another era. I mean, truly. Anyway, so it's been a month, so I'm feeling really good. And and I posted a picture of myself.
You look, I can see muscles. On the side.
Do you know how far I had to stand away from the mirror? I had to like find a zone like under my arch where the light like hit exactly. So it was like, okay, there's a little bit of definition, and then hurry up, quick. And I had to like hold my breath for 75 seconds to get like 14 different shots. It was rough, but I get it. I get why people post thirst traps.
Yes. What are you talking about?
Because you worked on it. Because I've never posted a thirst trap before. I'm a
I do it all the
fat
fucking
lazy
time.
comic.
No, I do it all the time.
I know
what are you talking about? I do it all the fucking time. It's because
I never had the option. I never fucking had the option to do it. You know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna thirst trap? My fucking small mouth? Anyway,
I've actually started to exercise less during the quarantine because
well, of course you're you're getting your calories running around like running a home.
Yeah. But it's like the first time in many years that I haven't like worked out on a consistent basis, and it is fucking with me. Like, I got to figure out yes, because like all the things you're describing are the reasons why I like working out. Endorphins, thirst traps, feeling, like all the thirst traps, like that confidence, like a huge part of the reason why I like working out. Not just the endorphins and all that, but it's like also structure. That
structure. That's the number one. Can you hear this outside? I can't believe it's like middle of quarantine and they're ripping up the fucking ground. My street
I can't hear that.
Oh, good. Okay, fine. That's good. I'm so annoyed. If it's not dog shit on my fucking AstroTurf, if they're ripping up the ground.
A lot of construction. People are really trying to get all the stuff done.
Yeah.
Before people. Yeah.
This is not essential work. What is going on?
But they're all trying to get it done because once out, like, there's going to be no money.
That's for sure.
So, yeah.
Did you hear about this Trump blaming the WHO?
Yeah.
Truly, when you think that the motherfucker can't get lower.
When you can't get more ridiculous. Like, look how high my eyebrows already are. And then, I had to stop listening to shit because I'm just like, I'm not getting Botox anymore on a regular basis. I can't handle this shit. Like, I gotta like freeze my own face. I gotta do my own work. And this motherfucker's trying to like ruin my face. Like I can't truly, like, when I think it can't get any more ridiculous, it gets more ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's almost as if he understands what's happening. It's like there's a part of him that understands the stakes.
I wish he was that smart. But I think the more tragic thing about it is that he doesn't even know. He's so wired to be a narcissistic little piggy.
Yes.
That every action is so predictable, yet he has no self-awareness of what's going on.
Oh, this piggy's going oink oink all the way home. Truly. Like, I mean, he's so gnarly. Narcissism and like the attention. I mean, we're thirst traps now. I mean, it's a power trap. Like you trap constantly with it.
Yes.
And it's like it's something that I can't even fathom because it seems forced from reality. Like, you know, like any other person and operating inside of our reality, you'd think would learn to incorporate in for new accordingly. It. And that's not like that insane people do.
That's exactly it. It's crazy behavior.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like if you were like, if there was like if he was poor and he was black, he would be in jail.
Oh, immediately. He wouldn't even reach 18. He would have been in juvenile and then put into the whole track. That's what he tried to do to those little kids in Central Park 5 because he knew that he deserves to be. He's a fucking criminal. Anytime he blames someone else for something else, he did it.
Yeah.
You know what? I would not be surprised, speaking of low and low, that the actual person that raped that girl in Central Park was him. Okay? So here we go. Asian Joe Rogan.
Asian Joe Rogan. Buy our supplements. Buy our supplements. Buy our supplements. Nootropics.
Damn, that's the type of shit that comes from ayahuasca, all right? And you know what? You're getting it free at the Ajumma Show Zoom. Here we go. All right, Eunji, you want to catch up real quick on what you've been up to?
Oh, my son. Okay, so my husband peeing in his bed every night for the last 4 nights.
Whoa.
Sometimes it's in his bed and sometimes it's in our bed too. And just the laundry. Like we're just trying. We're trying out. It's what's gonna happen. I was a bedwetter.
How old is he?
Into life. He's 4. He just turned 4.
Oh, that's bedwetting time.
Yeah, so it's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. But he also has gone weeks with not doing it. So it's a little like it's atypical. You know, it's like it's also like a milestone or whatever. But I also was a bedwetter. Were you a bedwetter?
Yeah, I mean, I did it till I was, I think, 6 or 7.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So same. you got a few more years.
That's what I mean. Like I remember it was very like I used to do it all the time. So like there's a part of me that understands, but inside of this quarantine, it just means so much more work for me.
Oh yeah.
Like straight up labor and like
washing sheets washing. It takes up the whole fucking thing. You can't wash anything else.
Yes.
Put bleach in it. You know, like
it's a whole thing. So like it's this along with like I will say this. My husband and I are actually getting along better now because
I love hearing that.
Yes, because I think it's like he sees me. He finally, because we're in the same space, he sees how much I'm doing and how much like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's appreciating.
Yes. And like,
wow.
It's like, you know, because he just literally, and also there's, because he does genuinely love me, he sees me, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm going kind of like a part of his life. He sees me as a person and as an individual, you know, and like, I think he's learning to appreciate that. And also like, I have to understand, I think for both of you guys, like, at least I don't know with you, like how each of you are dealing with the anxiety of all of this is very, you know, like I'm dealing with the anxiety of it very, you know, I take on a project that I can fix and like, this and this is how we're going to continue living a normal life. And other people, incorporate that sort of anxiety very differently. They have like malaise, or like they have anxiety that manifests very differently. So
Yeah.
I think it's important to remember that inside of like all of our little home domestic situations, like how different people internalize this anxiety, you know?
Absolutely.
Like,
My boyfriend and I are very different the way we process it.
yes.
I'm very like, it is what it is, hon. All right. I was talking to my other friend about this. Like, I got held up at gunpoint when I was 14. You know
What?
I mean? Like, yeah, at like a park by like young drug dealers.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
like the quarantine. This is a vacation.
Yeah.
Come on. Get the fuck out of here with this. Like, yeah, it's annoying for sure. But I think if you've been through real adversity, this is nothing.
Mm.
And I think because I was such a young, like fire and brimstone, apocalyptic kid, like I was having stress dreams about apocalypse since I was 4. So I think I've like readied my mind for the collapse of the world. I've always thought that I was going to thrive during the apocalypse, much less lead, you know, like.
Like that was going to be your time to shine.
Yeah. When all else has failed, he will.
As the walls of Jericho fall.
Yes.
Kim will rise.
Yeah, a Kim shall rise.
Yeah, a Kim shall rise. A Kim shall rise to rule them all.
Yes, one Kim to rule them all.
Yeah, Peter Kim. He's gonna come out with like the best falafel stand inside of the apocalypse. It's because he serves kimchi.
Kimchi falafels, hon. Falafel's greasy anyway. You need that sharp of the kimchi.
It's true. It's the reason why so much Middle Eastern food really goes well with kimchi.
Yes, and they do a lot of like pickle radish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that you and your hubby are getting along, and he's appreciating you. And not that he didn't before, but you know, in times like this, you know, a stress on a relationship could make or break.
Yes, and it was breaking. It was breaking.
Oh, we were breaking right before this.
Yes,
we were like, "Is this gonna work?"
Yeah.
And then it hit, and then I was like, "Oh, we love each other."
Yeah, exactly. That was sort of what happened. It was kind of crazy because it was breaking.
Yeah.
And then this happened and like hunkered down. And even in the first week during quarantine, it was still kind of like very fractious. And we were like, there's a lot of acrimony between us.
Mm.
But since then, like him recognizing it, appreciating, and it's been very good. But it's like, you know, it's more also understanding how each of us is internalizing this anxiety. And also, you forget in our day-to-day that we lose so much time to talk to each other.
Yeah, especially because you're both working.
Yeah. You know, you're going to a place it's not like we can just go into another room and start working, right? But back when we lived lives, it would have been a half hour. So we stopped talking to each other to save time because there isn't time.
Yeah. And you start not connecting and misconnecting and misunderstanding, and things are left unsaid and, you know, unresolved. And then it builds and builds and builds. Yeah, you're right. And now you can't escape it. So you have to sit through it and be like, what is this?
So I guess that's something that's good.
Yeah. I guess that's something that's good.
Okay, well, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back. Hey, we're back.
We're back.
All right, and like, don't forget to buy your nootropics and consider Squarespace for your next small business venture.
Yes, and if you need to send out anything to your Patreon, use stamp.com.
I love being like that. We can, after 4 years, suddenly engage in podcast humor. Like
yes, yeah. We could finally reference our own industry.
Yeah. Okay, so my topic today is about this New Yorker article that came out. It's by this like guy.
I was going to read this, and then when you go into it, some Medium articles, it says how long it's going to read. So I always scroll all the way, and I'm like, this is too long. So I'm so glad that you're going to fucking talk about this.
It's like it was very interesting, very specifically about this thing that I wanted to talk about here, which is, so this guy moved to Korea from the US, and he like, so he lives in South Korea now, and he moved in like '04.
Mm.
And so he talks about how obviously the COVID crisis there has been all over the news. And he's very specifically talks about this this new radio program called Kim Yo-jun's News, and he listens to it every day. And there's this thing where they were talking about the U.S. reaction to the coronavirus epidemic, and especially with U.S. media, how they were like, the U.S. media has been lamenting why we didn't react to it the same way that South Korea did. It was like a big kind of
for the first 2 weeks of our quarantine,
yes.
that was like all you heard about.
Yes, that was a trend inside of the media, which was like, how did we fuck up? And this is how South Korea did it better. And it was very interesting, right, to live through that.
How did we fuck up? As if you didn't elect this moron.
Exactly. And then all of it being laid at South Korea's feet, following the like the Paris, I think, big, but then also this is also all happening amidst like the worst wave of Asian American hate crimes.
I know.
Like, I mean, it's
crazy. It's so perfectly in step with each other.
Yes.
And it makes total sense. Like, of course, because once again, white people feel like they're losing power or losing their country or whatever the fuck they think they're losing. They're always the victims. No one acts like the fucking victim more than a white person. And I'll say that right now, and I'll say it again.
Yeah.
No one self-victimizes like white people. And it's crazy because they're the ones that, I think Hollywood is the issue. Because Hollywood makes you believe that you're the underdog, whoever you is.
Yes.
You're always the guy. I'm like, oh, I'm getting beat up and I will rise from this. Yeah. Like, what?
Exactly.
That's why we're so blind to how we are the bullies to the rest of the world.
Every white person thinks that they're Rudy.
Yes!
But they're not.
Yes!
They're not.
They think they're fucking Frodo Baggins.
Yeah.
A little hobbit being called to adventure, to save the world. No! You're fucking Sauron, bitch!
Okay, so this guy was this Kim Eunji on his radio program followed up this whole like situation with like the U.S. Lamenting why I didn't react to it the same way South Korea is, with this phrase, "Don't you think we're a developed nation now?" And he said it with like the phrase here he uses is faintly startled satisfaction, as if he'd only realized that fact himself. Now, this is the thing I really wanted to get to. He uses the word "설국."
설국.
He says here "선진국," a term for advanced country. Yeah, a term for the advanced. Yeah, a term for the advanced countries of the world, as opposed to "휴진국."
Hyujin backwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how South Koreans see themselves as 선진국. 휴진국.
Hyujin국. Yes, yes.
To America. Though everyone,
yes.
Even though everyone else in the world sees us as 선진국.
Wow. That's kind of what I was just talking about with Americans, feeling like they're Frodo. I mean, this is more good versus evil versus like backwards versus Frodo. But yes, that's so interesting. And that's also so incredibly pointed out in Parasite.
Yes.
When they talk about this TP being American good and why it will stand the storm because it is U.S. product.
Yes.
And even this like hyper rich advanced Korean couple living in this beautifully constructed futuristic home, she still has to burst out into random phrases of English.
Words. So this 휴진국 thing is, they described it as a national inferiority complex. Yeah. And it's very true, right? Because we are a country that has been systematically oppressed, right? Some people ascribe it to, like, even some people ascribe Han to the Japanese colonial rule, right?
Yep.
And that the constant sort of like negative propaganda that Japanese people sent to Koreans, like Koreans themselves started to think of
internalized it.
internalize it, and that their sort of like backward countryness was because we were just innately inferior.
Yes.
But we are now our pop music affects all of Asian culture, right? We are the most wired country in the world. And the thing is, this is the thing, because Korea has in many ways actually taken over US, right? We are right now, the Korean citizens live longer, are healthier, are better educated, less likely to be unemployed, and less likely to live in poverty. So the actual quality of life in Korea is better.
Why are we living here? Why are we living here? I should move to. We should move to Korea.
That's what this dude did. And he was like, at the beginning of the article, he describes a joke he used to say when people would be like, "Why are you moving to Korea?" His joke was, "I want to live in the first world." And it's like, because I mean, truly, if you've ever been there, anyone else that has been there, you can attest to it. The trains are incredibly good, so clean. Every single public restroom is basically really good and clean. Like it's fine.
They have public restrooms.
There you go. So I mean, like it's much better. But to go back to this, they call this in this book called The Birth of Korean Cool, how one nation is conquering the world through pop culture. It's Yoonhee Hong. She talks about a cabbage inferiority complex brought on by kimchi, right?
Because the smell of it?
Smell of it. And inside of Japanese culture, oftentimes, as we know through pachinko, was maligned because of the smell, right? And
this stanky ass yes.
And so even in Parasite,
the Koreans.
And even in Parasite, and also and this is really the thing in American culture. That's like one of the things that like your parent. Help me!
I was like, is she gonna notice that or what?
What are you talking about? I'm not gonna notice it. I see you.
Yeah, I have a half naked twink walking around. Yeah.
You're living the American dream right now.
Yes, yeah. Anyway, back to the cabbage. Back to the cabbage. Oh. It's important.
So in American culture, even like this, as we know this as immigrant kids, it's like a thing that was embarrassing if white people ever wanted to come to your house, right? That's why it was almost always easier to have Korean friends.
Yeah.
Because no one ever said anything about the fucking smell.
You never
had
normal.
to explain shit.
No.
Yeah, you never explain
shit. You never
shit.
had to tell them to take off the shoes.
Yes. Exactly. And then you could, when you're hanging out, they could just go to the refrigerator and get something out without you having to go with them and explain to them as they saw fish heads in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. You're not embarrassed by your everyday culture.
Yes. And this is the thing. Ultimately, this article talks about how he's living the Korean dream, like how he's looking at America now with these eyes where it's like that Korean Americans sort of looked at Korea during the troubles in the 80s and 90s. Like the Korean Americans in America were looking back at Korea being like, oh God, that's so bad. How he's experiencing that as an immigrant in Korea with the US now.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
This is a very good article.
Mind-blowing.
Yes. But
what
I took away, it's so crazy. But what I took away from this about the cabbage inferiority specifically, you and I have described our characteristics, things that would have been naturally like our Han, our sort of catastrophic thinking, things that have been not ill-suited to the American way of life, essentially, right? Like at odds, something that we have, but now inside of this pandemic, we are thriving because of the exact things.
Wow.
Like we are scared. And also, at me, truly the biggest that we have kimchi. Kimchi is perfect for a pandemic. Kimchi, you know how many people have reached out to me to help them make kimchi?
Oh, so many people have DM'd me asking me, like, how do I make kimchi? I'm like,
kimchi. Because it's good because you need flavor. You need something that will last a long time. Not a lot of resources. It's just like everything about Korean.
And you have a lot of time to ferment.
Yes.
You're not busy.
Yes. But it's also very labor intensive, but it's like you just set it aside, right?
Yeah.
But like outside of that, it's like, I've been thinking about so much about how lucky my family is like that I am prepared for this, that as a kimchi eater,
Yeah.
That every single time, I've had people have been like, "Oh, you have a lot of dishes for a meal," and I was like, "Bitch, this is banchan. This is like Korean food. Like this is how you
That's how
with
you
just
eat.
that's how you eat with just that's how with one bowl of rice
You can stretch.
you stretch. So like that this is perfect. And like having our life truly has been like life-saving and actually enhances our quality of life during this like godforsaken who help me godforsaken time.
Every time you walk in,
Now-
Eunji's like, oh. Eric. She keeps oh my god, walk slower, babe.
Egg!
Walk
You're
slower,
so-
babe.
Stop being so thirsty.
He loves it. He loves it. But yes, you're exactly right, because as you saw, Eric, he talks about how lucky it is that we have so many pickles in the house.
Yes.
Because we sit down, and a lot of times when you like, you know, we'll eat like quote unquote white dishes like roast chicken.
Yeah.
Something Koreans will never.
Never.
My mom's literally never opened the fucking door to the oven. She was like, "What is this? Is a thing we keep dishes in." You know what I mean?
My mom too. When my dad got diabetes,
She keeps pots and pans in there.
She never used an oven. Never used an oven.
You do
Never.
stovetop,
Yes.
and you know, maybe like a chunky range to bring to the table to
Yeah.
kogi, you know,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
special occasions, but never use the oven or a broiler. Get the fuck out of here. A broiler?
Broiler.
Broiler was a garbage can. Like I had no idea how to use a broiler. But
Me
when
neither.
we eat the roast chicken, you know, oftentimes you need to make another dish like to supplement either mashed potatoes or spinach or whatever the fuck, like a green. But because we have all this kimchi, you just gotta the banchan.
That's it.
That's it. It goes with every meal. Guess what
Every
kimchi
meal.
doesn't go with? Nothing.
Nothing.
Literally nothing. Maybe
Cereal.
yogurt. Yeah.
Cereal.
But if you're eating kimchi for breakfast, something's wrong. Something went wrong in the night before.
Yeah, you've time traveled to 1920s Korea. You got to get out. It's not going to turn out good.
Wow, what a fascinating article. I'm going to have to read that.
And this is what I thought. This is my only thing is that kimchi gives us power.
Kimchi power.
Kimchi power. Our kimchi gives us power, and that's what I wanted to get across. That's it.
I love that.
Yeah, this is a good article.
That's the funk. That's funk power, baby. You know, it's the things that used to make us be ashamed. Yeah. Now we're owning it.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, so my topic today is actually a very local topic. So the Orange County Board of Supervisors, by the way, Orange County out of all of SoCal is the least affected by coronavirus.
Really?
Least. And this is one of the reasons why. Check it. In spite of all the racist, horrible shit that's going on against us, guess what? We are prevailing and coming through for this crisis for our neighbors. This is like true Christian shit, all right?
Yeah,
if you believe in God or Jesus gospel, this is the type of shit, turn the other cheek, okay? Something I could never do because I'm driven by fucking Han.
Yeah.
But
you have so much, too much, not enough mouth.
Yeah, too much cheek. This is a Han-built cheek right here. This. Anyway, so Orange County Board of Supervisors recently accepted a generous donation from none other than the Korean American Community of California, okay, KACC, delivered by the South Korean Consul General Kim Wanjung. So,
왕중 좋아.
Wow. 왕중 좋아. And 3 other local organizations, TOC Foundation, Elegant Culture, and Tradition Center, and Chinese American CPA Association. So all these pan-Asian, including Korean.
Elegant Culture and Tradition Center is like the fucking fabbiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That shit is, you know, some grad student went to like UC Irvine School of Social Work. And it was like, I'm going to change the world. One gated community at a time. But I just wanted to read you the stats. These stats are like staggering. Okay, so South Korean Los Angeles Consulate donated 2,000 KN95 masks. TOC Foundation, 5,000 ExxonMobil disposable face masks, 250 face masks, 657 N95/KN95, all those convertible respirators. Okay. 657, 250 nitrile gloves, 3 bottles of 7-Up. I mean, elegant cultural tradition, 6,000 face masks, 100
All right,
medical coveralls.
Yes.
Chinese Americans, arguably the people who are being most targeted in this pandemic by racists, Chinese American. They donated 3,100 disposable masks, 29,000 surgical gloves. Okay? They don't have to do this.
No.
We don't have to do this. But you know why we do it? Because this is above white, Chinese, black, whatever, you know? And we talked about how like there are black celebrities out there, and I wouldn't call them celebrities because this person is arguably a failed comic.
Drag him.
But a comic named Godfrey came out and he did a British accent and started saying some racist ass shit. And like, I don't know, like, I guess you could argue and say he was joking, but was he? I don't know. But he basically was saying like, boo-hoo, Asian Americans, you're getting spit on, you're getting hit, you're getting stabbed. Guess what? It's been happening to black people this whole time. And where were you, huh? Where were you? All you were was feeding us your nasty Chinese food. Ah! First of all, that is that's where I draw the line, because the food is fucking delicious. And that's how I know you're lying.
Yeah.
You eat that food and you fucking love it. You love that food.
No one shows up for that fucking Chinese shit more than black people. Come on.
Hello? Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah.
And secondly, I know he doesn't represent all black people, but this is a part of our community too, where there are Korean people when Black Lives Matter was happening. It's still happening, but you know, when it was largely like streets, people are going on the streets. There are a lot of Korean people, Asian people going like, they don't care about us. Why would we care about that? Yeah. This is above that. And this is a prime example of organizations coming together, banding together, and helping each other out. So I'm very proud of them. And I think that's so cool. And I just wanted to mention that. With that, I'm going to take us right out to break, and we'll be right back with Kick-Ass Korean. All right, we're back. It's time for Kick-Ass Koreans, y'all. All right, my Kick-Ass Korean, she goes by the Instagram handle of @PrincessGollum.
I almost did her.
You did? Because of so many reasons, I love her and her story. So, okay, this person is a model and an influencer on Instagram and all the socials. Her name is Josephine Jinju Pearl Lee, also known as Jinju. What a beautiful name. So good.
Yeah.
@PrincessGollum. Find her. She's a LA-based model. She started her career very, very early. She was first scouted at age 5. And her mother would take her to commercial photo shoots, just being like the industrious Korean mom, you know. I could see it already.
Yes.
And then she, in this interview in ID magazine, she says something shady happened, which pulled her out of the entertainment industry, which is so fucked up. And I don't even want to know what it is. I'm sure it was bad.
Yes.
But she has a very unique look that I think is very now, especially in drag. And in like Vogue and beauty magazines, this shaved eyebrow, like having no eyebrows, and this very kind of like alien look. And she does this like, her art and her aesthetic is very like goth punk. You know, it's very I don't want to call it dark, but it's like macabre. It's that type of aesthetic because she doesn't have any eyebrows, and she has like a like wide set eyes. Say that word again,
Peter. What'd you say?
Macabre. Macabre. Is that the word? Macabre. Macabre. What is it?
I've never heard someone pronounce it
with
like a trill at the end.
Macabre. I'm sorry, you've never been to France?
I have, and I know they don't pronounce it that day.
Macabre?
Yeah, that's closer.
What is, how do you say it? Macabre?
Macabre.
Macabre.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the fact that you're insisting on saying the R at the end.
Macabre. You know what?
And you were saying it subtly enough where you thought you were getting away with it.
I've always said it that way. No one's ever called me out on it. So I don't know. Maybe I just hang out with classy people.
None of which know how to pronounce this word.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
So
I was gonna let it go, but I couldn't.
please no, don't ever let it go because we need to hear it. She's working with brands right now, like Opening Ceremony, Milk Makeup, and many
Obsessed.
more.
Yeah.
And this is why she's named Princess Gollum. This is the funniest story. Her mom basically said that they were watching Lord of the Rings together. It seems like a very close mother-daughter relationship.
Yes.
And they were watching the Lord of the Rings series a lot at one point. And her mom would say, "Oh, you remind me of Gollum or Smeagol," which is already like, what? To say that to your own daughter is only can come from a Korean mother's mouth.
Yes.
You know, the drag, the absolute evisceration of the soul. She told her he's a bit gross, but he's also precious and cute. Like when he makes those googly eyes. So, and in those moments, her mom said, "He totally reminds me of you. You're so annoying, but I cannot love you." Is
this my mom? What the
yeah, truly. This is all of our moms. So because like Korean, especially Korean moms, like if you look just a little different, they're like all over it. You know, they're like, "Oh my God, you're going to be ugly. No one's going to marry," you know, all that stuff. But it sounds like her mom was actually very cool and very like positive about, "Oh, you look different." And that should be celebrated. So she really started celebrating it. And she's got a lot of haters because people are going to hate and men are stupid. But she has actually, this really warmed my heart. She said that someone, a Korean American girl, thanked her for representing her culture and saying she's inspired by the fact that she is Korean and so different. And she was so genuine that she screen grabbed it. And she actually shouted her out in this article. Yeah. So I'm going to shout her out too. So she says, "Shout out to my diehard at eChoi1234 exclamation point." I think the exclamation point is just part of the article. eChoi1234. And immediately when I saw eChoi1234, I was like, this is an Esther Choi. This has to be an Esther Choi. I'm willing to put money that this is her first name is Esther. I'm going to look her up.
Yeah, it's either Esther, Eunice, or Yoon-hee.
Oh, Yoon-hee. Eunhee. Yes, Eunhee. Yeah. Anyway, so my kick-ass Korean is at Princess Gollum. Look her up. Yes! She does fantastic stuff.
She's so cool.
I'm a huge fan. Cool. She's cool. She's cooler than I could ever. I would never be able to hang out with her. She's too cool.
No, she's like Gen Z. Like I would hope that she asked me for drugs. And I'd be like, yeah, I did.
Yes, sis.
Yeah.
And you give her like Quaalude, some old ass drug.
Like a blow up dust.
You try PCP?
It's not bad.
All right, who do you got this week?
Mine is to honor. This is the final night of Passover tonight.
Okay. Damn.
And it's a long. Jews like to do long festivals.
That's
festival. Right. It's everything a festival. It's never just one night.
That's right.
And so it's her name is Ziporah Rothkopf.
Okay.
And so she was actually her given name is what the fuck? It's like Yoon-hee something. Fuck,
there you go.
It. Yeah. But she was born in Seoul to like a Buddhist intellectual family. And she basically left the Seoul in the 70s because of an husband. So she got divorced in the 70s as a woman in Korea. Kind of nuts.
Damn.
Yeah. And so she had to start a new life. And so it was obviously a very turbulent time also in the 70s in Korea. So she wanted to get out of the country. So she wound up becoming a blackjack dealer in Vegas.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those at a point.
Whoa.
Exactly. So she went to
You're
Vegas.
right. There are a lot of older Asian women at blackjack table or like dealers in Vegas.
They recruited them. So wait, she was actually born Kim Bong-ja.
A Bong-ja. Okay.
Bong-ja. She's a Bong-ja. That's an old-timey Korean name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
that's like being named like Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like
It's an old-timey
Gertrude,
name.
Gertrude
Yeah,
or something.
you should know Eunhee. Yeah, no way.
That Hoodie's too sexy.
Yeah.
Bongja got like she's got a good kimchi squat. You know what I mean? And she's got
Yeah.
wide shoulders.
And so many grandkids.
Yes. And they're all on her back.
Yeah.
Wrapped in that blanket. Like
She got some on the front. She got some on the front and the back.
yeah.
So wait, she was working as a dealer in Vegas, and then she flew to New York to visit a friend that was studying medicine. Like, so it was childhood friends. So it's like, like at that time, like, I'm sure she was trying to fucking hook up and shit. So at this point, she's at the hospital. She meets a Josephine Rothkopf. He's an Orthodox ophthalmologist.
No.
Yes. And
Orthodox ophthalmologist Jew in New York named Moisha. Get out.
Rothkopf. Yeah.
Rothkopf.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
Come
Kim
on.
Bongja didn't know what was happening. And
Bongja didn't know what hit her.
no. She was just like, what?
She got hit with some extreme stability.
Yeah. That bitch got beat with some financial security.
Yes.
No, so her friend was living in the same apartment building as Moisha, and they like ran into each other in the laundry room, and then they got married. She says that he was the first Jew she had ever met.
And she married him.
This is yes, and within a couple of years she converted and married him. And then
this is you.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not. I don't want to move to fucking Israel, which is what she did. Thank you. Good, happy. Yeah, it's crazy. So she brought up 2 daughters. She was helped running her husband's medical practice in New Jersey. And like she made a lot of Korean influenced Jewish food. I mean, they were Orthodox, they're like conservative Jews. It wasn't like she's reformed willy-nilly, like, whatever shmonever, like I am.
Shmonever. That is your actual Jewish
actually
name.
Like my actual name, Judaism,
Kim.
Yeah. Yes. So 2 years ago, basically, maybe this is more than that because this is from 2000. Yeah. So she stopped. They both basically started splitting their time between New York and Jerusalem, and they basically live in Jerusalem. She has opened up a restaurant in Israel selling Korean food. Like she's trying to do it. Like this bitch has persevered. She had a first family with 2 fucking kids, had a second family with this guy, and now is in her fucking in her 60s and 70s is opening up her own Korean restaurant in Israel.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
Yes, I'm telling you. Women, this is what to me is so Korean about it. It's like she always making food, she relinquished everything, right? Her name is Ziporah Rothkopf. When she converted, she changed her name, right? And
arguably a better name than Bongja.
You're really dragging Bongja, and I'm here for it.
Come on. You can't have a name like
Bongja.
And 2 Koreans ain't gonna fucking drag your ass, bitch. Like Bongja.
That's what you're here for, you guys. Really authentic Korean.
Yeah. If you don't get it, ask a Korean friend.
But I mean, so she literally, but she always had her food. I'm telling you, the power is in the kimchi.
That's it. I love that. That's amazing. And you know what? Right when you said she got divorced in the 70s from a Korean man and left him.
Yeah.
I was hoping that she would end up somewhere like this and not like go through that. Because for someone to go through something like that, that's chutzpah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's pechang. Like she was meant for greatness.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the 70s to leave and to go by herself.
To an unfaithful man too. Yes. Not like, oh, he hits me or whatever. Like, no. Oh, you cheated on me?
Yeah.
Hey, no one gonna cheat on Bongja, bitch. Watch me. Wow, this is so inspiring. I love this. Oh, there's a table mag. Okay, so I'll release the link as well on the Twitter.
Yes.
All right, well, that's our show. Do you have anything to plug? I don't know. Do you got a Zoom thing coming up or?
I'm sure, but it's not yet. Not yet.
It's not yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have something coming up. It's called Crazy Woke Asians. It's like a festival, like an Asian comedy festival. So, and it's all on Zoom. So
Okay.
that's gonna be happening. I'll tweet it out. Whatever. You'll see it on the socials. But thank you so much for watching. This has been so cool to Zoom. We'll be putting this out as well. So hey, by the way, if you watch all the way till this point, you really like us. So share this with someone. Send this to someone.
Yeah.
Send the video. People need something to watch. So, and we like to be in front of more people, and hopefully do our own Zoom live show. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, because we couldn't do DC, so we should do something.
Yeah. We should. Yes, we should.
Yeah,
we should.
we'll figure it out. Okay, thank you guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.